Hey guys, what's up? It's Zyflin here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get Trinity in Warframe in 2019. Now, in the last episode of my How to Get guide, I showed you guys how to get Mesa, and I would say that Mesa is crucial for being able to farm Trinity as efficiently as possible. So if you haven't got Mesa, I recommend going and getting her, because if you don't, this is going to be a lot harder than it needs to be, and that's not so epic. But Trinity is one of the more annoying grinds in Warframe, simply because this boss takes a long ass time to take down, and there's also like a sub grind that you have to do before you can even fight the boss, and that only recently started to become a trend in Warframe in recent years, where you have to do something before you can fight the boss. But in this case, we have to farm a resource called Amino Nav Beacons, and you can get these beacons simply by just playing around on Pluto. So Pluto is obviously the place where we're going to be fighting this boss on the Hades node. At the minute, for me, it's currently infested. It's overtaken by Fords, so we can actually show you guys the Amino Nav Beacon thing that it requires. But you'll see a little amount that you need before you can jump into this mission just by hovering over it. And then what you have to do is you have to just go ahead and play around on Pluto and hope that whenever you're fighting against the Corpus, you can't do it on the likes of Hyricon or something, because this is infested, so the Corpus enemies aren't going to spawn. You gotta let a ship spawn in, and this ship is going to drop a mini version of the boss that you're going to be fighting on Hades called the Ambulus, right? So you kill that, and then it's going to drop these Amino Nav Beacons, and then you can go ahead, jump into Hades, and begin the farm Trinity by killing this boss. Now, we're not only going to be killing one Ambulus, we're going to be killing multiple, and it's just one of these missions where you have to kill an enemy, you got to hack it, and then a timer is going to start. You got to wait for this timer to tick down. A ship's going to pick up the boss and take it onto another big ship, and you have to do this a multitude of times, or a multiple amount of times. That's a better way to word it. So we're going to be using Mesa because the boss is pretty tanky. He's got a decent amount of alloy armor, so radiation is going to be the elemental damage type that you want to go with. These builds that I'm going to show you, you can have better versions of them. I'm just showing you guys the most minimalistic way possible to jump into this fight and do it efficiently. So the builds I show you can definitely be improved upon. With Mesa, you want to be focusing on power strength and power duration. I would only recommend getting to about 130% power strength and then investing the rest into power duration, right? So I've got Constitution, Narrow-Minded, Continuity on here for my duration, Intensify for my strength, Fleeting and Streamline for my efficiency, Flow for more energy because we need this for our Peacemakers, Vitality for health, and Energy Siphon for energy regen. The ability that we're going to be using the most is our Peacemaker ability. So it's going to cost 7.5 energy to cast it, and it's going to drain 3.75 energy per second. Now, combining duration plus efficiency is going to make that number as low as it can be. 3.75 is as low as we can get it with this particular setup. So these mods, Streamline, Constitution, Fleeting, this Flawed Continuity, and Narrow-Minded is what's making it so we only have 3.75 drain per second, which is awesome. And then obviously any power strength you have on here is going to up that damage multiplier, but you don't necessarily have to invest too much into that, and I'll show you why. Because you also have to mod Mesa's regulator. So this is her exalted pistols, right? So the build that I'm going to be using, this is again the most minimalistic build that I can throw together that will allow you to do this mission efficiently. Pistol Gambit for your critical chance, Target Cracker for critical damage, Gunslinger for fire rate, Hornet Strike for damage. Of course, use your regular version. I'm not using my regular version because it's maxed out and I don't want to just jump in and one-shot the guy, of course. Heated Charge for heat damage, Convulsion for electricity damage, that's going to make your radiation. So everything else, your Heck build, same as previous videos. I'm using the Murloc here because I like the Murloc. Should probably let's just go ahead and unequip that. I mean, Mesa's passive is you perform better with secondaries, so single-handed secondaries, extra reload speed, and then dual-wield secondaries, more fire rate. So if you want to go ahead and, use a secondary, sure, but I don't want to, use that just because I had a decent build on it. We have my Redeemer, exact same build, so we're running Radiation and Toxin, Pressure Point for damage, Fury for attack speed, Volcanic Edge for our heat damage, more status chance, Shocking Touch for electricity, making radiation, Fury Strike for Toxin, and then we're adding a little bit more radiation damage by throwing on our Molten Impact, and then that is pretty much it. What you could do is you could farm on the Corrupted mod, or put on the Corrupted mod, Anemic Agility, and then that's going to increase your fire rate off your Peacemakers and make them deal even more damage. There is a minus 15% to damage on this, but that's kind of negligible, and you'll see why whenever you do start to use Mesa, because fire rate actually makes up for that loss in damage, which is pretty insane. But all we're going to be doing with Mesa is having our 2 and our 3 up at all times. So 2 is a damage buff, 3 is damage reduction, and then whenever we want to kill something, we press 4, hold down left click, look at it, and it dies. That's pretty much how you play Mesa. And then as for farming Trinity, of course, same as usual. Well, as usual, really. Trinity in your marketplace, click on her, credit icon, purchase the blueprint, 25,000. You need to get the blueprints for the neuroptics, chassis, and systems. So you'd find those in your foundry. Go down to your foundry, click the Warframe tab, type in Trinity. If I can type properly, that'd be nice. So you can see I have the chassis, the neuroptics, and the systems. We're going to go ahead and farm another one of these, and you get all of these from the one boss, Ambulance, right? So at the end of the mission, you're going to have a 32% chance to get the chassis, 32 for the neuroptics, and then 28 for the systems. So the systems is the rarest part. I'm going to go ahead and actually purchase that blueprint just so I can demonstrate the process of building. If this is your first time watching a how to get video, and you for some reason want Trinity caught your eye, maybe you're like a big in-depth support player, but this is a super tedious farm because of the amount of time that it takes, and I'm probably going to cut this video a little bit just because a lot of this boss fight is standing and waiting around. It's so annoying. So let's skip the cinematic and then jump in to the mission. I'm gonna kill this guy. Cool, he's dead. So you just want to get to the yellow marker, of course. That's your objective marker, same as every mission. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hacking a few things, and then the boss is going to spawn in. We're just going to murder him. Pretty straightforward. And then we have to stand around and wait for this spaceship to come pick him up. Once the spaceship picks him up, then we have to do it again. And it's just this massive waiting game. The mission shouldn't be too hard. The only thing that I would say you may struggle with is the... What's it called? Keeping your health and your energy up, right? So if you would like to use something like energy pizzas or health pizzas, so that's the things in your gear, which I currently have none on. I have ammo ones, so I demonstrated them in the how to get Loki video. You can just equip those to your gear and then plop them down whenever. So there's that. But honestly, we should be good to go. Those guys sneak up behind me and put down those little things. So this is the boss room right here. You can kill that guy if you want. I don't think he ever tries to attack you. But the ambulance is gonna spawn in. I'll let you guys watch the cinematic now, because you're gonna want to skip this. This is the boss. Just go ahead, press your 2, press your 4, hold down left click, and he's dead. Go up behind him, hack him, easy peasy, and then we gotta wait until the ship comes in. So 1 minute 40 seconds. We want to kill this drone right here. You don't want that or any enemy walking up to the ambulance and then hacking it, because if you do, you're gonna have to kill it again and then hack it again. So, you know, don't let that happen. And then honestly, it's just a matter of like hanging around and killing those drones or any enemy that tries to get close to the ambulance. So it's basically like a mobile defense in a boss fight. It's kind of annoying. If you're taking a lot of damage, put your free up. That shatter shield is going to give you 95% damage reduction as long as you just have intensify on. And it's also going to reflect damage back at the enemies, which is fantastic. You can use your second ability, which is again a damage buff, and it's going to disarm enemies that you get close to. So let's see if we can do it on this guy. Well, it's going to jam their gun like that. So that's awesome. And then that's how you survive. Just make sure that you have enough energy for the next ambulance spawn. Sometimes, well, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get to a stage where 2 of the boss is going to spawn in. So here's the ship coming in. Got another 30 seconds. This thing will shoot you, and that will be the thing that will kill you. So just hang around these boxes and then make sure to keep on shooting the drones down. Don't worry if you die, because, I mean, it's just about staying alive and making sure that you have as many revives as possible. Well, holding on to as many revives as possible, I guess you could say. I also have my cat. Forgot that I brought him. Probably shouldn't have brought him, but oh well. That thing can shoot you through this box. That is very, very, very annoying. But you see, the ship is now taking the downed boss. And now we're going to have to wait for the boss to spawn in again. And I'm probably gonna die, which is not epic. Let's go ahead and revive my cat, because why not? Cool. So what's gonna happen now is I think 2 of the ambulances is gonna spawn in. Incoming ambulance. Okay, so here's one over here. Okay. Go ahead and kill him. Like so. Awesome. Cool. So go ahead and hack him. And there we go. So 2 of them didn't spawn in. Maybe that's just a co-op thing. It's been a while since I've done this on my own. But we basically have to do the same thing and wait for the ship to come and pick them up. So what might happen is this here big ship over here will start shooting down like mortars and stuff. Very, very easy to dodge. Pretty predictable in my opinion. So you shouldn't have too much trouble with that. And again, don't worry if you die, guys, because it's really not that big of a deal. But I'm going to go ahead and edit this video. Actually, hold on. I'll let the ship do its stuff so you can see those big like things on the ground. You just want to jump away from those. And then that's pretty much it. And then make sure that there is no drones or enemies up near the ambulance. It's all about kind of mastering your aim glide and being able to shoot and glide at the same time, I think, at least. Or you can just, you know, use your Peacemaker. As long as you have enough energy to use Peacemaker, just use it. Like, you can just jump in the air, look at the enemies, hold down left click, keep your abilities up and whatnot. Staying really mobile is probably the best way to handle this fight if you're playing it solo for the first time, you know? So you don't get hit by anything. So just master your bullet jump, roll, aim glide, shooting while you're aim gliding, casting your abilities in the air and whatnot. It's kind of the best way to go. So I will skip the third ambulance. I'll edit that one out. But here's this very, very annoying ship, which is going to just eat away all of my health. Please don't do it. Again, just stay really, really mobile. I guess that's the best way. And don't get near that ship, because look how fast that thing just annihilated my health there. There you go. There's the first death. Feels bad. But of course, you may have figured out ways to keep your health up. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there is other ways for you to keep yourself up. The reason I'm not showing any spoiler-like content in this series is because, like, you know, usually people who are looking up how to get Warframes are people who are new to the game, so I don't want to spoil anything. So, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip this third ambulance unless it spawns in 2 of them. If it spawns in 2 of them, I guess I'll show you guys how to do that. But if not, then we'll just go ahead and skip it and then go on to the last couple seconds of the 4th one. Is there any? Hello? Ambulance. Kill these guys. Very, very annoying drones. There he is. Okay, they only spawn in 1, so I guess in solo, maybe they changed it up so they can only spawn in 1, or maybe it's always been like that. I don't know. But if you're playing this co-op, 2 of them can definitely spawn at the same time, so keep that in mind if you're playing co-op. But I recommend just doing it solo because, I don't know, like, why would you want to bring your friends into here? You know, like, this is very, very annoying and boring. But, yeah, I'll go ahead and skip to the end of the mission so I can show you guys what it looks like, right? So, yeah. All right, so on the last stage, I actually have 2 ambulances spawning in. So I got 3 ambulances hacked, but on this last bit where I only need 1 more, 2 of them spawn in. As long as you don't get 3 hack failures, you're good to go, you know? So, like, even if we did let 1 of them get hacked here, wouldn't, or not get hacked, or just fail it in general, wouldn't be a big deal, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it happen, I guess. So they're both gonna be picked up, hopefully. Oh, this guy's being reactivated, I think. Oh, never mind, he's not. That's just weird. Going for the box. All right, there you go. Hacked ambulance delivered. 4 out of 4, 1 failure. That one that's in the ship right now beside the other wee guy, he was a big old failure. They're gonna go back to the ship. All the enemies are just gonna die pretty much, and then I'll let you guys see this in the video because you're just gonna want to get over there to that little platform if you want to efficiently farm this. So this is a hashtag cinematic moment. Kappa. Bye bye spaceship. So you were hacking the ambulance. So then they would, you know, go haywire in the ship and make it go big boom. So that was that. But yeah, you want to go ahead and head over to this platform. And there you go. You're going to get a Trinity Blueprint part. And you're also going to get nav beacons back so you can, again, run this because DE acknowledged, hey, this is a pain in the ass. So, yeah. But that's a pretty lengthy fight. You know, it's a long one. Like, it's needlessly long. They should have just made it so that you only had to do, like, 2 Amberless if you're playing solo or something. But I don't know. So you have your chassis, maybe your systems, maybe your inner optics. You want to go down to your foundry. And then you go to your Warframe. You type in Trinity. You build your chassis. You build your inner optics. And you build your systems. I'm going to go ahead and rush them. Do not recommend doing this because this is a waste of your premium currency. You don't want to waste that. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to do it just to show you what the process of building the frame is like. Those parts are going to take 12 hours each, so I recommend building them all at the same time. And then you have your Trinity Warframe that you're going to put together using the chassis, your optics, and systems that you just crafted, and an Orkin cell. That's going to take 3 days to craft, and that's also going to take 25,000 credits. You go ahead, you press it. Again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and rush it. I'm going to have to spend the premium currency for a slot, and I'm also going to have to spend the 50 premium currency to rush the frame. And there you go. Now we have our Trinity. It's a completely blank Trinity. So we go down to our arsenal. We press equip. We type in Trinity. And you can see that we have a level 0 Trinity. No fashion frame. No mods on. No Orkin reactor. If we go here, nothing equipped. It's got a 2D polarities on the main modding section, then a D in the aura. And then that is pretty much it. If you're having trouble with finding out where to get the resources, all you have to do is come to your navigation, hover over a planet, then press resource drones and hover over this, and it's going to tell you what resources drop from which planet. So Pluto drops Rubido, Morphix Plasts, ally plates. Neptune drops nanospores, ferrite control modules, fuel drone samples. So you can do this for every single planet just by hovering over that little thing. But make sure to press the planet, then hover over it. So that is pretty much it, guys. Trinity is a great support frame. I recommend picking her up. She's needed for a lot of endgame activities and stuff like that. Well, what there is of endgame activities, but yeah, Trinity's great. Recommend picking her up even if the farm is a pain in the ass, but Trinity Prime is probably a lot easier to get even if she is a vaulted. So you can just buy her parts off other players for platinum. It's probably easier to farm up a bunch of prime sets and then sell those prime sets to other players to get the platinum to then buy all the parts for Trinity Prime off another player instead of going through this really, really time-consuming grind. So yeah, it's really up to you what you want to do. I mean, you're going to need to get the regular Trinity for Mastery anyway, so you're going to have to do it eventually, and I would say that on your first playthrough for the star chart is probably your best time to do it, so you don't have to do it later on and be like, oh, I don't want to farm Ambulance, you know, even though maybe later on it'll be a little bit more efficient. So, of course, there's a lot stronger loadouts you can use to do that, but that was just the bare minimum of what I would think you would need to jump in and do that fight. And of course, there is other ways of regenerating your health and your energy and your ammo if you need it. So yeah, energy pizzas, health pizzas, they're your friend. Check out How to Get Loki episode of this series where I go and I describe or explain what those are. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead, hit that like button below, and if you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.